We meet again, Vestige. I wish to speak with you on a matter of some urgency. Manimarco and his vile master have dark and terrible plans for this world. If you wish to stop them, you need to find the Amulet of Kings. But to find the amulet, you must first locate Sire Sahar. Of course I do. And I might be willing to share that information for a price. If Manimarco learns that we've spoken, he'll have me executed. Do I look to be in a mirthful mood? There comes a point when even a patriot's loyalty is stretched too far, when the things he has done and has seen done become too much to bear. Would that I could. As it happens, I find myself to be somewhat of a prisoner, in dire need of rescue. My proposal is this. If you retrieve me from Manimarco's fortress and grant me asylum, I will give Sire Sahar location. You can't. And you'd be a fool to trust me completely. But the facts remain, you need me if you wish to find Sire Sahar, and I must keep my head if I am to ensure the continuance of the Empire. Neither of us has a choice. Farm is quite correct. We have little choice in the matter.
You can't serious. How can we possibly trust him?
As our visitor so eloquently pointed out, we cannot. But if we are to locate Sire Sahar, we must do this. Go with the best there is. Rescue his farm. Give him the chance to redeem himself. He may surprise you.
I don't like this, but if it's the only way to find Sire Sahar, I'm with you.
Beware the forces of the world cult. They may only be men, but they're Make a decision, will you? Manimarco could return it. You appear to have arrived in the wretched swamp, shantytown of Soul Street, outside Manimarco's house. As luck would have it, Manimarco is away on some errand for the Davies. The castle garrison is not on alert, so you should only encounter a token from a distance. The main gate is sealed, but there are undoubtedly forces. You're the hero, aren't you? Improvise.
Improvise, he says. I can't believe we're risking our lives to rescue this scathing girl. Subtlety and stealth. That's not bringing an entire castle guard right in our heads. And didn't he say this was a town of soul-stricken? Maybe we can find one who knows his way around. Try to be inconspicuous. Just gotta free this place.
Who are you? You don't wish stripping. Are you one of those worm cult bastards?
That's easy. All you've got to do is get captured, killed, and stuffed into a soul gem like yesterday's laundry. If you're serious, Cadwell could probably get you in. Might be too late though. They just chased him into the guardhouse.
Why am I not surprised to find Cadwell here? Certainly does get around. I don't go around smashing things like a guar and pottery shop. We don't want to attract the wrong kind of attention.
I say, jolly good timing. There is enchanted as you know of someone, so how can I put it? Deficient in the soul department? Wherever the forces of evil prey upon the innocent, wherever souls are stolen and bodies driven, wherever people cry out for justice, there goest I. I mean, this only turns for the business, not Fellas, garters, why? Lovely ground, there's positively brimming with angry cultists carrying rather large weapons. I see. A rescue. Well, that's a different kettle of fish, isn't it? There is a cistern that drains into the waterway. The door is locked, but that's not stopping the thought. Why don't you meet me there and we'll see what's what?
That might be our best chance to get inside.
You keep up nicely. I can't abide dawdlers. This whole bloody castle sits on top of an ocean of unstable oblivion, what's it? The Daedra use pipes to control the flow of it all, and it comes out as steam.
Well, most doors in here are sealed with pressure from that steam. It's all rather complicated, but in a nutshell, if I can tamper with the pipes, we can open the doors to the inner keep, and you can slip in. Well, I can handle the tinkering, but you'll have to keep the beasties off me. It will be quite... Onward! Ha ha! Don't worry, this will get you inside with a minimum of fuss. One more after this one.
Move now! Move! Light it up!
This should do it. There you are. Quick as you please. There's even time for... A pleasure, think nothing of it. The merest trifle, truly. You'll find this Tharn fellow at the top of the Tower of Bones. You'll need to make your way through the keep's heart to get to it. I understand the King of Worms has set him to the task of inspecting the soul gems that find their way into the castle. Which is to say, well, indeed? Well, I might just take you up on that.
But safety first. I'll stay here for the nonce and make sure nothing comes to bugger up our little adventure from behind.
Sir Cadwell came through again. That crazy knight is starting to grow on me. Should I be worried? Cadwell's plan worked. We must...
No, hear me out. How many Tharns does it take to rule an empire?
Shut up. I'm trying to work here.
None. The one on the throne is a patsy, and the one in the tower isn't useful anymore.
That's not even funny. Get back to work, would you?
What? It's true. Lord Manamarco is gonna peel his skin off and make a particularly ugly flesh Atronach out of him. Mark my words.
And if you don't help me, I'll make sure you're sewn up right alongside him. Now shut up!
You, hurry up. The worms are on the move. There you are. I was beginning to think you were captured. We've a bit of a problem. The door at the top of the tower has sealed with a warded barrier. I've seen the worms use similar sorceries before. It will sear you to ash if you touch it. Here's a thought. The flesh Atronachs that patrol the castle halls are assembled in a laboratory very close to the warded door. If you created your own Atronach, it would be bound to obey you. You could force it to smash through the barrier. It's a simple process. A child of 5 could do it. Unfortunately, we don't have a child of 5, so I'll be forced to walk you through it. You'll need some good-sized chunks of flesh. Take them to the laboratory and I'll contact you.
imagine how the worms get used to this. It takes a lot to make me ill, but this is getting there. City butcher for a while, I'll tell you that much. Freezing in here. At least that means the body parts won't smell as bad.
big, is it? Oh well. Now, cast the ritual from the book. We'll make a necromancer of you yet. You're not far now. Through the door and to the summit. Begone, insufferable worms. I'm working as fast as I can. So, we meet in person at long last. You look taller in your projection. And not a moment too soon. If I had to inspect one more bloody soul gem, I'd have thrown myself from the tower. A fair question. I know things. Things that can help you. Here's a bit to whet your appetite. Menimarco isn't doing any of this to serve Molag Bal. His ultimate plan is to out-scheme the god of schemes and to replace him. The Amulet of Kings is the key to everything. Why do you think he kidnapped Sai Sahan? He's torturing him, trying to get him to reveal the amulet's hiding place. Precisely. With the amulet at his command, Menimarco believes he can trap Molag Bal's essence and absorb his power. He seeks to become a god himself. I'd love to discuss this further, but this is hardly the place. Get me to a safe haven and I will tell you the rest.
That was our agreement, was it not? Now, let's...
Now, Tharn. No telling my secrets. Go to your room, Abner. I will deal with you shortly. Ah, dear Lyris. Your old position at the Foundry is still available. We'll even give you your own set of unbreakable chains. And you, the thorn in my side, the pebble in my shoe. How strong are you? Shall we test your limits? Infuriating. The process drains the energy from most victims, yet you keep fighting. Surprises me. But how much more can you take, I wonder?
Attack the Chancellor of the Elder Council. His power wanes, Vestige. Strike him down while his attentions are on me.
How dare you betray me, Tharn? Your suffering will be legendary.
Find out what he wants. We need...
He will not remain discorporated for long. His consciousness will be adrift for a few moments, but that is all. Because Manimarco has delusions of godhood. He cares nothing for the Empire. He seeks only power. I've never done battle with him before. He's far more powerful than I imagined. Oh well, first things first. We need to get out of here alive. We certainly can't go back the way you came in. I'd imagine they're swarming the grounds already. There's a refuse chute further down the path. It's a bit of a...
You must be the ugliest princess ever rescued from a tower, Tharn.
I'm shocked your lack of education and repeated blows to the head haven't dulled your wit, Titanborn.
Hello again. Need a way out? I'll have that open in just a moment. Arcade preserve us. You're as battered and bruised as a peach in a sack of rocks. Bit of the old derring do, was it? No matter. You'll be needing an escape route, no doubt. Well, it's what I do, quite honestly. We should probably hurry it up. The entire castle is as bristly as a sack of sewing needles after all that noise. Come with you? You mean leave Cold Harbor? Well, I don't know. It's been a very long time since I've seen the world I left behind. Do you think it's wise? Well, that's settled then. And after all, you do need someone to lead you out of here. Onward! Into the chute, come on!
Quickly! I've opened another portal. Hurry!
My estates, my titles, my own life, it's all forfeit now. All in the name of preserving the Empire. I swear by all the gods, Menimarco will pay dearly for this. Of course. I am Abner Tharn. It will take more than a few brainless cultists to rattle these old bones. Now then, where were we? Ah, yes. Truth be told, I don't know the precise location, but I do know that he is Menimarco's prisoner, and that the King of Worms is trying to pry the location of the amulet from him. Now, before you lose your temper, let me clarify. I don't know precisely where he is, but I can find out. I'll just need a little time.
What? You son of a bitch!
Ah! Are you insane? Get away from me, you brutish she-troll!
Lyris, stand down.
He's done nothing but lie to us from the beginning. I don't care what he says. He'll always be Menimarco's toady.
Please! Menimarco wants me dead. Did I pretend to capitulate to him? Yes, I did. Do you have any idea how many lives I saved by doing so?
The only thing you saved was your holdings in your own hide, you pompous ass!
Enough! Abner had no choice, Lyris. And we are guilty of our own deceit, are we not? The time has come for the Vestige to know the truth.
What's this? The Vestige doesn't know? Oh, this is rich.
Sire, don't.
Vestige, until now, you've only known me as the Prophet. But that is not my true name. I am Varen Aquilerius.
Our fallen emperor, in the tattered robes of a moth priest, blind as a newborn kitten.
I am sorry I deceived you, Vestige.
You are angry. It is to be expected.
I was once, but no more. My name is Varen Aquilerius.
In truth, I feared you'd kill me where I stood if you knew who I was. You certainly wouldn't have allied with us so readily. I caused this, all of this. If Molag Bal destroys this world, the blame will be mine, and mine alone. You must not blame Lyris. She did as I instructed. She's my sworn protector, but she is also your ally. You have my solemn promise, Vestige. When this is over, if you still judge me harshly, you can end my life. I will often know. We must find Saisahan. Everything depends on that. In this matter, nothing. Abner and I must confer. We will contact you again when we have more information.
I say, you do get into some wild adventures, don't you? This place is so odd. Did you know that fire here is actually warm? Brilliant!
Varen and I have work to do, but you and I will talk.
I see our family has... Forgive me, Outlander, but I have enough to deal with. I'm just a simple tribunal priest, and the trouble at the ancestral tomb was too much for even our buoyant armiger to deal with. I have failed Lord Vivec, and left a colleague alone at the tomb. Lord Vivec sent the three of us to seek guidance at the Andrano ancestral tomb. We were attacked when we got there, and our guard was seriously hurt. I barely got her to safety, but we failed to complete the mission Lord Vivec bestowed upon us. Canon Levoul. He remained behind after we retreated from the tomb. I know he wants to get back inside and ask Lord Vivec's questions, but there's no way he can get past the Daedra, or ask the questions on his own. May the three grant him wisdom.
Jonathan, what's wrong? Someone help!
Why, the three? First a wounded armiger, now this!
By dawn and dusk, evil creeps through the shadows of my beloved Vardenfell. But an outlander arrives to aid my people, just as I have foreseen.
Those words, what do they mean?
What happened?
Merciful Azura, the Mother Soul spoke through you. It's a miracle!
Lord Vivec, protect me! That was Azura, the Queen of the Night Sky. And you, she spoke directly to you, Outlander. I'm surprised the Daedric Prince would risk... The Daedric Prince Azura possessed that woman and spoke through her. I've heard of such occurrences, of course, but to witness such an event... She said evil creeps through the land. I wonder if it... We sought guidance in a matter that concerns Lord Vivec. I received specific questions to ask while Levoul concentrated on summoning his ancestor. The Daedra ruined those plans when they fell upon Urnsey, and we were forced to flee. Vile creatures from oblivion. You hear about an odd ghost or a nest of vampires, but never Daedra. Please, if they're still there, they'll rip Canon Levoul apart. He's definitely not a warrior. Just look at what they did to the buoyant armiger. The buoyant armigers comprise one of the military orders of the Tribunal Temple. They seek to emulate Lord Vivec's deeds through actions and words. Poor Urnsey. Those monsters went straight for her. Her blood flowed like lava from Red Mountain. Where are you from? Children learn of Red Mountain before they even taste Flynn. The mountain sits at the center of Vardenfell, periodically rumbling like a sleeping Nyx shaking its leg. Lately, however, it seems to be waking from its long slumber. Azura is the cruel but wise Daedric Prince of Dawn and Dusk. She's one of the good Daedra, for what that's worth. But for her to speak through an innocent means something terrible is about to happen. Why else would she dare Lord Vivec's wrath? What do they teach you where you come from? Lord Vivec's a living god! Azura is merely the anticipation of Sothasil. Vivec stands as the present and the future, while Azura clearly represents... You don't know Lord Vivec, one of the living gods of the Dunmer Tribunal. You must be new to our land, Outlander. But there's no... Yes, one of the god monarchs of Morrowind. He's the warrior poet who lives in a grand palace in Vivec City. Lord Vivec sent us on this holy mission to request information from Canon Levoul's ancestor. It breaks my heart that I have failed him.
Seems like the place. Look at the size of it. Hey, you! What are you doing here? They warned me some competition might try to get in my way, and then you saunter up just as I find the place. A mite suspicious, if you ask me. Why did you come here? Who sent you? No one sent you? What, you just stumbled on this place? You must be an adventurer, like me. Well, you found Black Drake Villa, the former home away from home. The people who hired me provided a map to a library under the mansion. My job is to find some book that the old owners... An old-fashioned alliance, just like in the stories. All right, here's our plan. That sewer grate ahead should get us inside. If you could scout ahead, I need to prepare some arrows. Just in case, you know? Oh, they say the villa holds all sorts of treasures. When nasty old Durkarach marched to Cyrodiil, he snatched up prizes. He sure did. After Durkarach took power, he ordered this estate built. A lot of the loot he grabbed ended up in here. Oh, I've read all the books on the Longhouse dynasty. Barbula's invaders from the Reach, Corovel's the Crowned Dragon, even Kostvolk's Longhouse Rising. Though I thought that was the oddest thing. There I am, on my way to explore the ruins in Stormhold, when a courier rides up and hands me a letter. Now, I had many questions. How did she find me? Who knows I'm here? Is this a trap? But no, it was just a request. One Forel Lupus from Riften wished to discuss an opportunity. Quite intriguing, I thought. So, off I went. It was quite the secret affair. I never actually met the man, but my contact warned I should tell no one. Which... I should be honest, I don't really get hired that often. Usually I just wander about looking for an adventure.
Most crates contain 4 rewards, but sometimes you will get a special 5th reward. Your rewards are ready. Very practical. This one recommends that you purchase a crate from the store. Abrudi's good luck must be rubbing off on you. May luck follow you.
The anchorite. You're as bothersome as that damn Tremora. No matter. The votive rune is placed, and now you die.
You brought this on yourself, Dagonist. Are you... Damn these Waking Flame cultists, bringing their Mehrunes Dagon madness to Fargrave. Their votive runes infect mortals with dark magic. I came to meet someone about all this when I spotted that cultist and my hands began to glow. Just like yours. This is Fargrave, a city in oblivion with permanent and open connections to other realms. The cultists place those votive runes faster than I can destroy them, putting every mortal who lives here at risk. That's why I agreed to meet with the Dremora. Lyrinth, the Dremora. She sent me a letter. Said the cult threatened Fargrave. Nern, too. She wanted my help, but I can't deal with that now. The votive runes are clearly the immediate danger. We should work together on this. I can pay. I need you to talk to my contacts. Madam Wim's establishment is here in the city. Initiate Teal'go meets me in the Burn, out in the Deadlands. See what they know about the votive runes and the cult's plans. Then meet me in the Fargrave Crafting Plaza. Really? All I know is that she's a Dremora who has an interest in the Dagon cult known as the Order of the Waking Flame. This is where we were supposed to meet, but all I saw when I got here was that cultist and the votive rune he was casting. No. The votives mess with mortal emotions, make everything more intense. Not sure why. Lyrinth said the magic in her letter... The grasp of the stricture. They're an order of Daedra, mostly Dremora, who serve as arbiters and interpreters of the stricture. A magical covenant that allows Fargrave... Well, since mortals aren't bound to the stricture, the grasp pretty much ignores us, unless we interfere with the stricture in some way. As long as the cult and its votive runes only threaten mortals, the grasp simply doesn't care. Is it? I hadn't noticed. Look, we only just met. If you turn out to be trustworthy, I'll tell you the strange tale. If not, perhaps. And maybe it's just a fashion statement. Now, go talk to Madam Wim. As a crossroads, it's natural for people from everywhere to wind up here. I check on the mortals of the city on a regular basis, help them as I can. That's why Wim calls me the Fool of Fargrave, because I care. And it's why Then you know the cult is evil. They appeared recently, proselytizing in the plazas. Then they started placing... The glow seems to have faded. For now.
Why won't you all just leave me alone?
Something terrible's about to happen. I just know it.
Lotuses will flower here in the future.
My neighbors talk far too loudly. I do not wish...
Another poor mortal succumbed to the power of the Daegonic votives. How unfortunate. But what's this? A new face? And what does Madam Whim always say? New faces bring new opportunities. Let's talk. Has anyone ever told you that you have an incomparable mien? Most in this celestial palanquin we call Fargrave have the barest patina on their auras. But you? I know multiple buyers who would pay top price for a soul like yours. Shall we trade? What? Poor Josette? She's one of my favorite regulars. At least she was, before the votives affected her. First, she became belligerent, then extremely melancholy. Now she's practically mindless. But tell me, darling, what brings you to Madam Whim's? She did she? All true, but I hate to brag. She's an unusual mortal, though, isn't she? Our darling of the alleys. And clever. She sent you so as not to increase her tab at the House of Whims. As a new customer, your first transaction is free. Ah, two topics on the lips of many a Fargravian. The Daegonists are mortal rabble with a fetish for destruction. The votive runes are prayers to their prince made manifest. Spells that seem to affect only mortals, like poor Josette here. An interesting question. Alas, I have no answer. But you're not the only newcomer to our fair city seeking such knowledge. My eyes about town tell me that Lyranth the Dremora has come to Fargrave. She's in the shambles, searching for Sister Seldina. You want more? I'm giving away an awful lot as part of your free sample, but I am feeling generous today. Sister Seldina leads the Daegonists here in Fargrave. She and Lyranth seem to have it out for one another, though I have yet to ascertain why. As the name implies, I trade in eccentricities and capriciousness. I buy and sell as impulse dictates. My establishment carries indulgences from across Oblivion. And information, of course, along with food, drinks, and an amenity for every appetite. You came here without knowing, darling. How refreshing. Like an otherworldly conveyance, Fargrave personifies the existential concepts of transit or passage. It did start out as a strange nomadic realm, after all. That's part of the city's allure. It means if you want to travel the myriad corridors of Oblivion, there's no better launching point than fabulous Fargrave. In addition to our famous Plaza of Portals, the entire realm is littered with dimensional access ways. Plus, we have no prince. Without a prince to set the laws and manipulate Fargrave's reality, we're free to shape this city as we choose. The freedom that affords us is sublime. Plus, no prince means less chaos and violence in the streets. Rogue cultists notwithstanding. Aren't they beautiful? One of our best features. No one is quite sure who or what they were, but legend has it they once carried the city from plane to plane, hence the allusion to a palanquin. A personal query? That will cost extra, my darling. I am a Mazken, what your kind commonly call a dark seducer. Unlike many of my brothers and sisters, I use my charms to beguile and entice for knowledge and profit. A terrible place. I urge caution if you decide to venture there. It's a warren of alleys. Oh, innocent mortal. The kind of business best engaged in, where the grasp of the stricture doesn't reach. It's a perfect location to hide a Daegonist cult, seeking to cause chaos and mayhem. Darling of the alleys, fool of Fargrave, woman in the mask. Ever since the anchorite arrived in Fargrave, she's... Now, what should we do with
All of you! Stay away from me! Stay away!
Seems so far.
Why won't you all just leave me alone?
Something terrible's about to happen. I just know it.
You're not good-looking enough to talk to Erlur. Freshen up.
What sort of thief has to leave something behind because they didn't bring a bag? Oh, don't worry.
You're not the person I was supposed to meet. What do you want? Explain yourself, stranger. The Deadlands isn't a place for chance encounters. The Anchorite promises to get me away from the cult in exchange for information. I hold up my end of the bargain, and what do I get? Another fool, seeking knowledge from Portilgo. This is the last time, you hear? Make sure the Anchorite knows that. They don't tell lowly initiates all the details of their master plan. But I hear things. Sister Seldina leads the Fargrave cell. She has a grand vision for the Waking Flame. It starts with Fargrave, but it doesn't end there. She wants control of the portals. The Dremora? She's practically all the Order's old guard talk about these days. Seems the Order has camps throughout Fargrave and the Deadlands. Sister Seldina could be anywhere. But tell the Anchorite to check the Shambles. If we were talking about the Deadlands, no. But the Shambles is a different story. What? You assume every Dagonist is a true believer willing to do whatever their superiors tell them? I joined up because they promised me a better life. If Sister Seldina knew I was talking to you or the Anchorite, my life wouldn't be worth a scab on an Ogrim's elbow. Tell the Anchorite I'll be at the Bearer's Rest. She owes me, and I expect her to honor our agreement.
All of you, stay away from me! Stay away! Disaster is coming! Fargrave is doomed!
There's no point. No point at all.
Seem to be making a lot of enemies these days.
Let this be your first lesson. Nothing in... It is a very complicated place, Pico, but yes. Would you care to hear about the sights or the culture? Save for a few outliers, only low-caste Daedra do business with mortals. From what I have been told, it has less to do with looking down on mortals than it does with mortals being unable to gather enough debts and favors in a single life.
The grasp prohibits putting mortals in these cases.
Over here, friend.
Lord Dagon will visit disaster upon this ash heap. Mark my words.
These new Dagonists are barely worth the effort. I followed them into the plaza and destroyed the votive rune before they even noticed I was there. And the Grasp decided to get involved, finally. Hey, did you learn anything from my contacts? Madam Wim didn't charge you, I hope. She usually lets you sample her wares for free the first time. After that, it gets expensive. A shambles is a big place, but now we know more than we did when we started. Did you also make contact with Teal'co? Hot? In the shambles? Must be the old baths. The furnaces beneath the bathhouse have been burning forever. But what was that about the votive runes? How does Sister Seldina plan to use them to conquer Fargrave? Once we enter the shambles, we can...
Move, mortal flea! You will see. Lord Dagon will devour you and your city.
Be silent. Your prince has no power here.